So you feel like people are pulling you in every direction, that people are treating you like you're the bottom of the trash can and they just pile on and on, um, taking advantage of your uh, generosity, your good nature, and you know that's why you can't let people take advantage of you, because you need to be looking out for yourself, because your own mental health is very important, which is what today's video will be. Don't let people take advantage of you. And the reason why I say that is because I've been in these situations before where you're very trusting, you're very you're going above and beyond to try and be helpful, to please people and stuff like that. And at first, that starts out as they're your friend or whatever, or they care about you, and but eventually they start taking advantage of you, where when you're at, say, for like example, at work. For me, um, when I worked at my nonprofit job, they always kept calling me and asking me to come in to cover for people that didn't show up or didn't want to show up, or either when I was working my shift, they expected me to do a whole lot more work that everybody that worked at my position, which was in the gym. um, I had to do a lot more because we were also expected to, clean around the facility, bathrooms, taking out the trashes and everything like that, cleaning the multi-purpose room. None of the other guys did it, and they had me do it. We had to clean the preschool room as well. So that was like, what the hell, you know what I mean? Like, why am I going above and beyond and getting nothing out of it? And I would have to be told that I had to show up to, events that they ran because they couldn't get volunteers. And it was like, how's that fair? You know what I mean? Nobody else from my department came, even though they were told themselves to show up. Um, and it's like that. Well, I found it was like that really when you're doing public service type jobs, even at KFC. People will take advantage of you. They'll try to make you do things you don't want to do. Um, like, I was forced to do activities I didn't want to do, and I was very polite about it, saying like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Right? I want to do my own things. I don't want to sacrifice my personal time that I use to work on myself and progressing or improving my life, right? So, because I'm always thinking about my future and the lifestyle I want to live and stuff like that. And, throughout all of it, I kept it cordial and stuff. In fact, when I did eventually leave my nonprofit job, nobody was really happy for me. Um, I was going into my last semester, and I knew it was going to take up a lot more time because of my internship and stuff like that. So, and I didn't really want to come back because I felt burnt out by then, because they just kept piling on more and more for me to do. And my pay was, well, it sucked. It was really low, severely underpaid for getting overworked. Didn't love that. And right now, I can tell you, my state job, it's basically the same thing. Now, I didn't realize it was gonna be like that because, um, you know, when you're applying, the description is very general, like office speak kind of thing, or state speak, however you view it. Uh, People, what else? People wanted me to, you know, outside of my job to like come do these activities and stuff that I wasn't interested in. And just throughout it all, I just felt like I had to like fake being who I was or whatever, because I was trying to make them happy. But at the same time, it was making me unhappy because I really didn't get to have a lot of personal time to work on the things that I was interested in, that I was passionate about, that I want to make my dreams possible. I want to make them happen. And so it felt like I was getting pulled in every which way, that nobody really cared about me. And found out that after when I left, right, and I wasn't going to come back, people treat me like I don't exist, when they see me outside in public, which is like, after all the time that, I put in to help out, right, and everything, and, was very friendly, right, but, because at heart, that's who I am, I'm a very respectful and kind person. I let people make their own decisions that they want to do, I don't force anybody to do anything. But yeah, it's just, it feels like betrayal. And, like you can't really trust anybody but yourself to help you get to where you want to be in your future, and to live the life that you want, to be, your true self and become the best version of yourself. So when you're out there, just be careful. Just remember, you're very important. Your mental health is very important. Your physical health is very important. So make sure you're taking care of all of that. You don't owe anybody loyalties or anything. Focus on the people that do support you in what you want. And if you're fortunate enough, you'll find somebody that is willing to help you to get to where you want. For the most part, where I live, I don't really have anybody like that with that kind of mindset, like wanting like way more out of life and stuff. So pretty much doing it by myself, and which is why all of this connects to being resilient, helping you build your resilience, and not let anybody change you or anything like that, because at the end of the day, we want to be happy, right? We want to enjoy life the way we want, because it's what gives us peace of mind. It feels like serenity, bliss. So, which is very important. So, we gotta do what we gotta do. If people aren't gonna like us for it, then oh well. You're gonna get that. You're gonna have people that dislike you. You're gonna have people that probably hate you. I don't know if they would necessarily say it to your face, but it'll happen. And just one other thing to add. People that take advantage, sometimes they know when they're taking advantage of you, and then other times they don't know and they don't realize. And if you're very honest with them, I'm a very honest person, so if they said anything to me, then I would be just straight up with them about like, hey, you guys are doing this, you're making me feel like I'm less than a human being, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're an adult, child, or teen. It just matters that we're human beings, and we just want to be treated as such, treated fairly and everything like that, and to be allowed to do what we want without anybody making us feel bad about it. But yeah, don't let people take advantage of you. Okay, just do what you want, plan out your future and what your actual goals are, and the point that you want to reach based off the lifestyle that you envision for yourself. This way you don't have to, feel like you have to please anybody. And these days I don't feel like I have to do that. So with that being said, guys, continue to stay resilient, and as always, be true to yourself. And until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Okay, bye guys.